What is up, everyone? This is Kyle from the TF Review, and today we're going to be taking a look at ToyWorld's latest entry. This is, of course, TW-T06 SideLoad. Now, we're really going out of order here with these Not-Throttlebots. I started with number 2, and now we are all the way at number 6. It just happens to be the order I got everything. So, taking a quick look at the packaging, we can see it's exactly like all the other ones, except you may notice one major difference. It has been greatly elongated, and here is the original grind rod. For a bit of comparison, you can see they are the same, except this one is, of course, taller. On the side, you have a picture of SideLoad. On the back, again, not too much more pictures. I believe these are the same exact picture. And then one less picture. Now, this box is very hefty, feels really nice in the hand. When you do open it up, you have a really sturdy piece of cardboard holding everything together. And you can see it's really been very nicely packed with a lot of care. And this has come with all the extra combiner bits, except it's missing, I believe, the hands and the feet. Opening the package up a bit further, again, we have the same sort of nice display with SideLoad and then the logo. Then you've got the instructions with the card right there. So, let's go ahead and let's take a look at the figure itself and see how cool it is. So here we have SideLoad in his bright orange armored vehicle mode. Now, I have to say this is absolutely my favorite mode so far of SideLoad's trifecta, because he just has an absolutely great sculpt, really nice silver paint apps, and of course it's got this matted gray look in the front that makes it look just so mean. Like, who would have ever thought that a little orange armored truck could look so mean? But this thing is awesome. It's chunky, it's hefty, it's like me. And looking at the bottom, you can see this thing is just lots of very bold, thick plastic with some gray detail, matted gray detail, like I said. And lots of really metallic silver, which I can really dig. He also has taillight detail, you can see right there, and headlight detail, which is just a little red molded pieces that have been pegged in, which is really cool. I dig that. And he rolls very well. Now, he does come with one weapon. It is a little blue machine gun, 4-barreled minigun, actually. And the barrels do spin. If you want to peg it, you can peg it right here on the top of his vehicle mode. And it just pegs in. It's not the most secure of pegs, but it does the job. And there you go. You've got like a badass looking yellow armored vehicle mode. Now, it's molded in a plastic that's similar to Trace. It's got more of that rigid feel to it. But the way the plastic is mixed is, I would say, is more similar to Grind Rod in that it's got this sort of shimmery plastic. You can see where a lot of the swirls are, especially up here at the top, like right there. And that may or may not turn some people off. But it is what it is, and that's the decision they went with, to do this sort of swirly orange plastic. So there is his vehicle mode. I can say this is absolutely so far the most sturdy and my favorite mode of the bunch. For quick size comparison, here he is next to IRC, so you can see he is, let me get her to stand, he is quite sizable, and I can dig that. I really do dig that. Now, he also comes with this headpiece and these leg pieces. I'll show them off a little bit later. Now, I'm not going to show off the transformation because the transformation is fairly complicated, and I do believe there are YouTubers out there that can show transformations a lot better than me. I just kind of stick with the robot and the vehicle modes, at least for this one. But it's pretty tricky and pretty finicky. So, without further ado, let's check out the robot mode. So here we have SideLoad in his robot mode, and he's got a really nice looking very sizable robot mode. He's fairly tall. I would say he's probably about 7 or 8 inches tall. And unfortunately, this is where a lot of the QC issues that I mentioned before come into play. I believe a lot of these issues are solely due to the fact that I got such an early release. Like his head is just completely loose. That's fixable, that's not an issue. And his legs, I don't think they're perpendicular. I believe that, you know, they're a little bit off-centered. This one more so than this one. Which means I'm going to have a wonky standing gestalt when I finally do get the last couple of figures. Which is unfortunate. I do believe all of these issues are fixable. You can just kind of screw them in and fix that and whatnot. But again, it is a little bit disappointing. Again, that comes with the territory of getting a first early release. The back is also another reason for concern for me, at least because of the fact that I don't believe, or at least I haven't yet found or seen a place to peg his backpack in. It just kind of does this. Which, when he's standing up in robot mode, it looks fine, but once you pick him up, it's going to fall back. And I've yet to see or find any way around this. Which, again, is kind of disappointing. Those actually are my only gripes. This is a beautifully sculpted figure, if you can't already tell. Everywhere he's got sculpted detail. I love the paint taps. I love the muted gray. I love the little accents of shiny metal gray. ToyWorld, for some reason, has a really good looking silver that looks super realistic. You can see he does have a little bit of back kibble, but not too much. And apart from that, I believe he is a solid looking figure. If mine didn't have the QC issues, this would probably be my favorite one of the bunch. For articulation, he's got a butt ton, and they're all ratcheted. His arms are ratcheted. His elbows are ratcheted. He does have an upper bicep swivel. His hands actually, they poke in and out, but they also do swivel, so it's not, but they also do manage to swivel, which is, again, really nice. You know, his legs, super ratcheted, but it's that kind of ratchet where it's just like, you have like 4, maybe 2 looking realistic ratchets. And ratchet left and right. And forward and back. You can see his head kind of going crazy. He ratchets at the knee, and he's on a double joint, but that's because of the transformation. And he doesn't really have any feet articulation, but he does have, if you need these little feetsy pieces, they can fold out like that if you needed just like a bit of extra stability. But generally, you don't need that. And yeah, that's basically it for SideLoad. If you want, you can take his weapon, and he does have a little peg that folds out. And just stick it into his hand, and now he's got a machine gun pistol looking thing. And that's really cool. For a quick size comparison, here he is next to Superion. So you can see he is a very, very nice, sizable figure. Now, since this is the core piece of the combiner, he does come with a lot of extra pieces. Well, not a lot, but a couple. In the set, you do end up getting the main headpiece of Gestalt, and this is also, it kind of pops on top of him. And this is sort of where you attach the arms and the heads and whatnot. And you do get these foot pieces, which attach to the bottom, kind of like this, in which you peg like Aurora and Grind Rod for his legs. Unfortunately, with this set, you're kind of stuck with these pieces. There's really nowhere you can peg them on or do anything else. There's nowhere to store them. You know, you're just stuck with them, and that's a bit unfortunate. That's probably the biggest negative of this whole set. Ooh. Again, it's still going to be an awesome looking combiner. I'm going to keep it in combine mode so this doesn't bug me too much, but I can see where it would bug some people. And yeah, so that's basically everything you get with SideLoad. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. He's a great figure if you're able to get a figure that doesn't have a lot of the QC issues. The transformation is more complicated than I would want him to be. It does take a bit of fiddling, and I don't think the instructions really do that well of showing off how to do it. And the backpack really is kind of a problem in robot mode, but luckily in combined mode, I don't believe that'll be an issue as well. So, I was able to pick him up for like 98 bucks, something like that. He's expensive, but he's the core piece, and he is very large. So, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at the TF Review, and I will see you all in the next video.